So I couldn't really see, I have my screen like narrow, so I could really only see Jay doing his like.
Well, I've converted. I'm converting to a sit stand desk, so I'm currently standing. So I figured I should play with my vertical space too.
Yeah,
so
that's I'm trying to do it in my chair, and it's not the same.
I saw Earl just sort of panicking with your camera. I think you knocked your camera.
Yeah. I'm like fiddling with the lights. I'm like, what? Ease the nerves. Ease the nerves of streaming D&D live on Twitch. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to ProfsPlay, the number one.
Oh my God, yes.
Which features 4 academics playing D&D in the summer of 21 on Thursday. Absolute number one. There's not even...
Look, that's how we do it, though. It doesn't matter. Like...
Far and away the number one in our country.
We can be more specific. Who's playing us right now?
That's me. Sorry. I didn't. I have a very hacked together system going today, so it was a lot off. Hello. I'm back.
That's a good reminder for me too.
Phones. Get your phones going.
Gotta get the proud dad emote in the chat. First things first.
Right.
Yes.
The important things.
Oh, whoops, that's me.
Welcome in to the stream. My name is Prof A from the channel Prof A Plays, and I am super psyched to be joining you all today to run some D&D along with my amazing co-streamers, Jay Plays Games, Sweater Wolf, and Tamari. We are playing a super... Wait, what did I say?
My new channel name is Tamari.
Tamari.
Wizard PhD. I'm so confident too. I was like flowing through that, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it sounded so confident. It took me a second. I was like, wait, right?
It's like, wow, you're really taking this identity to heart. That's great. That's awesome.
You call that
I am Tamari.
like a 13 charisma check on a DC 14. Almost.
So close. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll let everybody introduce themselves properly. And Jay, since you invited me to spring the opening question on y'all, here it goes. So I'm going to ask everybody to just briefly introduce your character, yourselves, and who you're playing today, and our opening question of the day. What do you find yourself sharing in common with your character, like in terms of personality, and where do you see yourself kind of majorly diverging from your character outside of like the very obvious? I'm not going around murder hoboing people.
I mean, right.
Outside of the obvious.
Yes, obvious.
Us four do not murder people IRL. Stating for any records.
I don't go state to state. Yes. That's it.
Well, is it
I work at a central location, and I mean, yes. Hello. I guess.
Let me pass it over to Jay.
Yes.
And then you will decide after you intro who goes next.
Awesome. Well, hello. Thank you for the introduction. Jay Plays Games. I'm playing Tenju Loon, who is a human hunter and is sort of older, is on this quest sort of to connect with his son. We've had some twists and turns where he's actually spoken to his son from sort of beyond the beyond death, I guess. Similar. Well, I don't want to incriminate myself too much, but we both enjoy wetting our whistle, I suppose. Maybe not quite as much as dear Loon. I'll do them in reverse order. I think the place that we differ the most, Loon is somewhat determined. When he makes up his mind, he just does this thing. So it's all right. We're going to do this. When he spoke to Yari, his son, and his son said, you need to stop the church, it was almost an instant decision, and that was it. Whereas I guess in real life, I'm very wishy-washy sometimes. I have to think of all the alternatives and all the ideas and all that sort of stuff, and then I end up paralysis by analysis. So I guess that's where we differ the most. Where are we the same? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I guess Certainly, we both, in real life, I have children. He loved his child. I love my child. I guess that's the easy out. So I'm going to stick with that one and see if I can come up with something better before we round it out. I will drop it straight down. I'll use gravity to assist me and drop it down to Wizard, who will take over.
Nice. Okay. This is a tough question, especially one to be like, oh, hey, you have like 30 seconds to think about it. And just go for it.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I don't, this is not like a well thought out or maybe even accurate representation, but I feel like Tamari is kind of like teasy jokey. I think I've mentioned that before, especially with her relationship to Lirin, and I feel like I'm like that in real life. I just constantly make fun of my friends like all the time, like not in a mean way. I hope I'm not mean to any of your characters, but even though the rice wine thing gets a little much sometimes, but like that sort of thing where it's like, oh, this is clearly like we're just making fun, and so that's kind of, yeah, I guess like that's my similarity with Tamari. And then difference, I actually pulled up my character sheet. So Tamari's dex is 17, and I feel like I'm not that dexterous. So I was thinking about, I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen on Twitter, sometimes people will be like, oh, what would your stats be like for you if you were a character, like a D&D character type stats? And yeah, dex would not be that high for me, I don't think.
That was gonna be my
it's not like terrible, but it's not like, I wouldn't say that's something that I'm good at.
Yeah, my follow-up question was going to be, what's your dex IRL?
What is my dex IRL? Ooh. Okay, so if we're thinking like 10 is average, right? I feel like I would probably be like a 12. Like it's still above average, but not like, don't put me in that higher echelon category. And I'll pass it this way to Slater.
Let me think. Lirin is not super like me, I don't think. And I think I'm just at the point in my D&D playing where I'm like really trying to make characters that are not like me. Which is why actually this character, and then I just played through a decently long campaign with a character that is probably my favorite character I've ever played. That was also male. Like I've started playing male characters, and I think part of that is maybe trying to get out of like my headspace a little bit and think from other perspectives. I think where we are different, one of the big differences is I feel like almost thinking in terms of character arcs, like I feel like he is somebody who felt really sure from a young age of like what his life purpose was and was like, I am going to do this thing. I am like going to, help my village, and I'm going to, find out about magic and da-da-da-da-da. And I think he's realizing now that he's kind of out in the broader world that maybe he's not so sure about that. He's not so sure about some of the assumptions that he's made. Whereas I feel like I spent so much of my youth floundering around and just having no idea what I was doing and being very, very indecisive and like, I don't know what to do with life. And it's only, as I've gotten older that I feel like I understand a lot more kind of my purpose and what I'm trying to do in this life. Still getting there, of course, like we all are. But, I think it's sort of an inverse character arc almost, if I can call myself a character at this point.
You're the main character.
Yeah. And then, in terms of similarities, we probably have a lot of the same kind of inclinations. Like, I don't think, Lirin would, if somebody like really needed help, I don't think he would, like not help them out. Right. I feel like he has, like a sense of, I don't want to say morality. That sounds too loaded, but we probably share some like values, but we would go about them probably in very different ways. But can I comment on someone else's character and how they like their character?
Yes.
Jay, you missed the most obvious similarity with Loon, which is group dad.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I was gonna say old bones. I've got this spinning is turning out to be a bad idea. My back is already hurting, and it's been 4 minutes. So like,
I was gonna say 2 hours. I mean, that's
2 hours standing.
D&D is a commitment right there.
Yeah.
We'll take a stretching break. Is that one of our emote or unlocks?
It is.
Right.
Yeah, you can lead us into the stretch.
I think it is. That's good though. Yeah, no, I appreciate you all humoring me on that. And I guess just maybe I should have said this before, but a little bit of background as to where this came from. I've been watching a lot of Adventuring Academy with Brennan Lee Mulligan et al. At various guests. Hey, Natura, how's it going? And I'm starting to realize, like, I don't know if I like watching live play D&D as much as I like watching or listening to people talk about D&D. Like, my God, I could consume like talk about D&D for hours. So anyway, one of the things he was talking about was how all of the different PCs and NPCs, if he's played over time, have all been like very kind of weird dimensions of his personality. Like he obviously he's like one person, but then if you the way he visualized it was like sliders, right? So I'm this like evil like NPC who like would be me if you like turned this chaotic slider like up to maximum and like the murder slider up to maximum and like lowered the social inhibition slider to minimum. So I don't know. It got me thinking about us and the characters we play.
I'm just looking for my murder slider here. Hang on a second. See if I can find it.
Yeah, Lynn, you better turn that way up this session.
Fisticuffs, hello, and I can also say there's an action verb for you. Murder. Murder is an action verb.
Is the room set to followers only? How do we fix that?
Whoa, what?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Let me pull it up. I have it on
Fix that.
Thanks for letting us
my
know,
other
Fisticuffs.
browser.
But thanks, Fisticuff.
Yes,
and
thank
hi. Welcome in.
Yes, welcome all.
I guess while we're looking into that, we're going to jump in a second so we can just handle our usual disclaimer, which mostly is just, hey, if we are in the middle of a session and you are chatting and it does not seem like we're paying attention to you, we absolutely are. We just may not be responding to you out loud, just because we want to kind of focus on each other, right, for the game, and just kind of being present with each other and like maximizing the experience. We feel like, and maybe I'm speaking for all of us, right, but if we are having the most fun here together, we hope that will also lead to a very entertaining stream for everybody else. Although we will also be checking the chat throughout and then taking some time afterwards to catch up on messages and making sure that we thank everybody for just hanging out. Ooh, Apple TV with the deception.
I was gonna say, like, no, it's not. Okay.
Don't love it, Apple. Don't love it. Okay. So we will get, we'll do a quick catch up on everybody's situation. Actually, we're starting to come together. The party's starting to come back together. So we'll get a quick catch up on everybody's situation in a second. But as we often do, we've got a little intro video for you. Gives you just a little bit of the flavor of the world and what to expect for the next couple hours. So let me cue that up. We are going to sec a take. We are going to sec a take to get ourselves in D&D mode, and then we'll jump right in. If I can find it. I can find it. I am confident.
The world is changing. Magic is fading, and with it, the old ways. Outsiders have come to these lands, wielding weapons of thunder and smoke. They bring knowledge, they say, but at what cost? The strength of our dreams is fading. Even the ghosts of our ancestors are silent. Yet, all is not lost. There are whispers that a new magic is growing. More and more storytellers in the tea houses speak of these wonders. Tales of warriors who soar through the sky like birds. Creatures of living metal, rising from the earth. Some even believe the ways of the ancients are waiting to be reborn. It is into this changing world that our heroes have been thrust. Will they be the ones to preserve the old magic in the new age of machines? Will they seek to restore harmony in a time of growing chaos? Or will they seize the opportunity to gain power untold? This is a new age, an age of storms.
All right. When we last left our heroes, two of our party, namely Loon and Tamari, had engaged in a daring rescue mission to try and retrieve their companion Lirin, who evidently had fallen into the clutches of Yang Lijong, the Crimson Thorn, a feared bounty hunter who has kind of been relentless, annoyingly relentless, some might say, in her pursuit of Lirin. For what purpose? We yet have no idea. Meanwhile, Lirin has been undergoing a trial of his own after recently falling ill. His soul, essence, inner being, I don't even fully understand it, but had traveled to a realm called the Dreaming, where he underwent the first stage of the trial of the mind, only recently having overcome it and slowly beginning to regain consciousness, surrounded in what seemed like the hull of a ship, surrounded by three mysterious figures. Those are the kind of general contours of what happened last time, but please fill in the gaps. What did I not get to mention? What else happened last time we were together?
We talk about how big Lirin can get.
Yeah, Liren's grandma was there. Did we mention that?
Oh yeah.
We did not yet mention that.
Now, my question is, can Lirin get big like that in real life or only in the dream?
Sink the ship. That's a great idea.
just got Godzilla out, you know. Just
I mean, if you think he's not going to try to engage kaiju mode IRL, then you are sorely mistaken.
Oh my gosh.
all right.
I mean, as is often my saying in D&D and in life, you can certainly try. You can certainly try, and we can see what happens. Anything else? Any other kind of important notes to mention before we jump back in?
I think that covered the main stuff.
Okay. So why don't we start today? Well, let's start today a little zoomed out. We'll start in the docks district with Loon. So let's get our ProfsPlay Twitch over. I hope I pressed the right button. Okay, good. And then Loon, we should get you over here too. All right. So last time we were together, if I recall correctly, you rolled a nat 20, throwing a bottle to distract these hooded individuals over here. One of the things that we did not get to talk about, though, were the effects of that throw, because in addition to summoning these two individuals from the very loud sound of that broken bottle. Oh, where's my? There we go.
Windows moving. There we go.
You also happened, or as it happens, when your glass bottle broke, there happened to be a member of the city guard also walking by. The city guardsman approaches, sees these two hooded individuals sort of looking around confusedly at the bottle you just threw, and you can hear from where you are standing inside the building, or squatting, depending on your position, a little bit of the conversation. The city guard asks what they are doing out in the middle of the night, in the middle of the docks district, dressed very suspiciously. And as they try to mutter out a response, the guard decides that it might be a better idea to have this conversation back at the guard headquarters. And so these individuals protesting, grumbling, trying not to swear under their breaths, are escorted off of the premises. What?
Thank goodness for the city guard.
What would you like to do now?
So, really quick, out of character. One of the things that I'm going to do my best to do is I don't know what's happening on the ship. Loon doesn't know what's happening on the ship. So I'm going to have to try to like keep that in mind and make sure I'm playing without knowing. So,
and we can always remind you.
Yeah, sure.
Of what,
but also just like the spirit of the kinds of moves and actions, right? It's tough to.
Not too meta.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I already know what's happening inside, even though I can't see it.
Yeah. So I think I still. I can't remember. Tamari, did we establish that you would like give a signal or anything, or just say what's going on? I think we just kind of leapt. I don't think we.
I know. I was thinking that too. I was like, we should have come up with something. No, we did not think that far ahead.
So I think Loon is still kind of going to act in sort of kind of lookout and distraction mode. So I think what Loon is going to do is going to head. Let's see. I can now just pretty safely leave the building, right? So go out the windows. Oh, the windows are all shifting around. Was that me doing that? Oh, okay.
No, that's me screwing around.
And Luna's going to head over. Did we ever establish this is a crane? Let's see.
That is a crane.
This is like a crane right here.
There.
Okay. So how does the crane, he's going to examine the crane. Does it swing towards the ship at all?
It does.
It's kind of this way.
It can pivot, right? Kind of back and forth this way. And upon examination, you actually notice that unlike much of the equipment on the docks, this crane seems well oiled and actually pretty easy to maneuver. It doesn't actually take a whole lot of effort to move it back and forth. Of course, the challenge there is because it does not take a whole lot of effort, it also does not take a whole lot of effort to swing in directions that you may not necessarily intended to swing. So some things to keep in mind.
All right. Good to know. So I think Luna's going to swing. Let me pick a better color so maybe you can see it. Because that brown is like swing the
brown is your color though.
I know. It just doesn't show up. Yellow is my secondary color.
Yellow's on brand.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. To keep with the brand. So like swing it over towards the deck, and I imagine it kind of makes kind of a rampish, right? You could potentially precariously cross it, right?
Yeah. So the way that it's kind of shaped, you would have to climb up first and then across. So it's not like leaning on the ship, but it is, a crane, and its design is to load and unload objects. Gotcha. So you successfully turn the crane. I actually cannot turn the crane on here, but you can imagine it's turned.
Just pretend. I'll leave the arrow so you can see.
Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mind. What's this other drawing? Is that me doing that? Sorry, is that me?
I thought
greens.
I don't know. So anyway, we can. So there's the crane. Here's like the top of the crane, and so you could potentially climb up and over.
Now, from
so chose to.
I guess I imagine you could move the other direction, right? From the deck of the ship up this crane arm and out.
Yeah. Okay.
So
the way that
you could reach it from the deck.
So you haven't
ship.
really.
Gotcha.
I didn't hear you say you wanted to sort of manipulate the thing that was on the end of the crane, which is sort of a big crate. So it's still there, and so it actually makes it quite easy to climb back up the other way.
All right. So after turning the crane, I'm thinking that's a way both on and off the ship. Luna's going to just sort of kind of position kind of at the corner of this building and just keep a lookout to see what else is happening. And then that will be perhaps the end of my turn. I'll make a bird noise, but I don't think it'll make any sense.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a quick perception check for me. I want to see if you notice anything.
All right. That's an 11.
Okay. With an 11, you hear the crunching of footsteps coming from the other side of the ship. Sounds like it's just one set of footsteps. It seems to be pacing back and forth slowly. That is what you hear. In the meantime, within the bowels of the ship, let's get Tamari, let's get Lirin, and let's get the ProfsPlay Twitch in there. Lirin, as you might notice, you have awoken from your slumber, your fever dream, in which you triumphed over the trial of the mind's eye in the dreamscape. However, you still find yourself prone, surrounded by 3 individuals in a dimly lit room. And you can also see there's a 4th individual that seems to be standing in the doorway, blocking out the light. You also find yourself bound and restrained. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to. So did they notice that I'm conscious now?
They have not. In fact, the individual in the middle of this group, a woman who appears to be clad in all red, has turned her attention to the figure standing in the doorway. Nobody's noticed you.
I think with really zero awareness whatsoever of what is happening right now, I think I'm going to try and listen and like not let them onto the fact that I've regained consciousness, to try and see if I can kind of figure out like what the situation is and what I can do to get myself out of it, hopefully.
Okay.
Eavesdrop.
Tamari, I'm not sure if I read this to you last time, but
You can read it again.
but I will read it again. Before you, as you enter the doorway of the ship, before you stands a woman in a red cloak swept across her nose and mouth. Of the part of her face that is revealed, you notice a leather eye-patched hand with age covering her left eye. Her jet black hair is parted into long bangs, then swept around the back of her head. However, her most striking feature is her left hand, which seems to be covered in thin metal plates, a shining contrast to the rest of her blood red clothing. As she flexes her fingers around a small circular blade, you realize her hand itself seems to be a work of prosthetic machinery. You stepped last time onto a very creaky board in the ship, and so she has turned her attention to you, and after narrowing her eyes, asks out loud, "Who are you, and what are you doing on my ship?" She pauses, waiting for a reply.
What are you doing with my friend? That's all I say back.
She turns to the 2 priests, turns back to you and says, "Nothing but a business transaction. And if you are planning to walk off the ship unhurt, now might be the best time to do so," she replies.
I'll glance at, isn't one of the people Father Damaso? Or no, do I not recognize one of the 2 other people?
You recognize neither of these individuals. You see that they are wearing white robes adorned with gold, but now that your eyes have adjusted to the darkness of the ship's light, you realize you don't recognize either of their faces.
Okay. I'll say, Well, surely you know that's not going to happen. Perhaps there's another arrangement we can make.
The one of these hooded individuals steps forward. Maybe. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I tried to draw. There we go. One of the two hooded individuals steps forward and says, I'm not sure what sort of arrangement you have in mind, but our orders are very particular. And this shaper, he sort of gestures toward Lirin, who is still on the ground. This shaper is coming with us, he says. Lirin, at this point, nobody has noticed you yet. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm totally bound, right?
Currently, yes.
And it's safe to assume that I probably now realize that that's Tamari, right? Just by the sound of her voice.
You recognize Tamari's voice very easily.
I'm gonna try to make eye contact with Tamari. Like this is probably a bad plan. I'm gonna try and indicate to Tamari that I'm conscious by just trying to like catch her eye without being obvious about it.
Nice. Do we roll deception for that? What's the how do we obscure
That
the others
seems
from
deception-y to me.
Yeah, let's do a deception.
All right. Whoops, I rolled twice. Ignore the one of those.
I'll take whatever you tell me. I'll trust you.
We'll just go with the first one because I clicked twice by mistake. So that's a 14 or a 13.
Okay. Your 13 is contesting with their passive, and nobody notices you have successfully made eye contact with Tamari.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot. We need like some kind of like secret signal or something. I'm just gonna give her like with my bound hands, like what? Like I don't know what's happening here. Like I'm going to follow her lead, I guess. Although it doesn't probably super seem like she knows what to do in this situation either.
All right, sounds like it's back to you, Tamari.
Okay. This is another example going back to our original question. This is how Tamari is not like me because I don't know I don't know how to talk to people in confrontational type ways. Let's see. So I'll say, well, what is it that you want from taking my friend?
She turns to you and says, so let me get this straight. You wander onto my ship uninvited, and now you have questions for me. She pauses just for a beat before she continues. All right, I'll play this game. What I want is to get paid. And in order to get paid, your friend needs to go with these men. So once again, if we want to smooth the process of this transaction along, I would turn your little butt around and walk off this ship. I am not going to repeat my invitation, she says, accentuating the last few words.
So I'll glance at Lirin.
So is she distracted? Is Yang distracted talking to Tamari? Like, is she
her back is to
away
you
from me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to I'm gonna blow my breath weapon at them. Oh, I think you're muted, Earl.
Huh?
What? Oh, sorry.
No, he was just really excited that you decided to do that.
I looked like he was saying something. He was so excited.
No,
okay,
silent
I'm gonna do
expressions
that.
of joy.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna make a roll. Oh, that's damage. Oh, actually, sorry. Ignore that. They need to make a Constitution saving throw.
What's the area? Are you hitting like all three of them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Well, let's. I'm guessing, regardless of what happens, we are going to initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and get that rolling if you would like, and then in the meantime, let me get these saves up, and let's see how this goes. Why can't I find my? It's like all the way. It's like all the way at the top. There we go. All right. So saves for everybody. Let's start with woman in red in the middle.
Uh-oh.
That is sorry. What's the stat?
Constitution.
Oh God, she rolls a 4.
Oh.
Let's do this one over here. Rolls a 7.
Okay.
And this one over here rolls a 13.
Okay, that passes. Everyone else though is I'm gonna do the damage roll for realsies. And that is 5. Not incredible. But they do have I feel like something happens to them. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay, I think it's just damage. I thought something would happen to them.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the damage.
No worries. Okay, so after briefly making eye contact with Tamari, Lirin, you gather all of your world-shaping energy into your lungs, releasing out a blast of. Are you blasting water or ice out here? I think you have the option, right? You've got a lot of good degree of control.
Yeah, we're gonna do ice.
The ice explodes outward, striking both the woman in red as well as one of the men in robes. Hold on, I can't see hers. There we go. All right, they're a little overlapping, but that's the barely injured sign. With a look of surprise, the woman in red turns to you and says, "You're awake? No matter. We need to end this. I need to get paid." And she unsheathes a blade from her belt. Loon, you have been out there, hanging out on the docks, so far outside of the footsteps that you heard coming from the other side of the ship. There has been no other sign of life on the docks. What would you like to do?
That sequence that just happened I imagine that was loud. Was there a lot of commotion? Could I hear much of anything?
At this point, you can hear there is yelling, and then you heard sort of an explosion of ice crystal slam onto the deck, sort of outer walls of the ship. There's a little bit of kind of several thuds as the ice breath exploded outward. You can actually see, you're by the window here. You can see the window has inexplicably and suddenly frosted up.
What's the sort of condition of the deck? Is it messy? Is there a lot of stuff on the deck, ropes and other things, or what? Or is it? What's the condition of this ship?
If you want to see what's happening on the deck, I think you might need a better vantage point than where you're currently standing.
Gotcha. All right, so Luna's going to move closer to the edge and sort of peer over and onto the. I don't want to be on that thing. How do I do the little person? There we go. Just look on kind of the area of the deck. Let's see what the condition
is. There anything you're looking for in particular?
Yeah, is there like a pile of anything, rope, boxes, kindling, perhaps?
you from where you are standing, you can't like see the floor of the deck, but what you can see is that there evidently has not been anybody assigned to keeping the deck very neat and organized. And yes, indeed, if you were so inclined, you could probably find things of a flammable nature just haphazardly strewn about.
Now here's a mechanical question, I guess. Like a torch. If I have a torch, perhaps in my inventory, and I were to throw it onto a pile of haphazardly, potentially flammable things, is that enough to start it, or do I need an actual, like a fire spell or something?
No, I think just an open flame will probably ignite something.
All right. So after hearing the yelling and seeing the window ice over and stuff, it's very clear that something bad has happened. My friends are in danger, and I think they should not be on that ship perhaps anymore. So I want to give everyone a reason to not be on that ship anymore. So I have a torch in my hand, and I'd like to throw it towards anything flammable, the biggest pile of flammable detritus that I can find.
Okay. All right. Let's say that we've got I don't know, like fairly close to you. We've got piles of rope, boxes, open sort of crates of parchment paper and other things littering the deck. Go ahead and make your improvised weapon roll, which is just an attack roll without any proficiency modifiers. And let's see what it is. I'm curious.
Let's see. Where might I find that?
It's just your D20 on your actual attack roll without any modifiers.
I'm looking on D20. I'm not seeing it for some reason.
You will have
What's
to
that?
modify your strength.
I'm just gonna roll in roll 20. I'm just gonna roll a D20.
Okay, do it.
I can't. I'm panicking looking at the screen. I can't find it on D&D Beyond. All right, come on.
Oh my gosh, no.
All natural 2 Loon. God bless it.
Okay, all right. Okay. So
can I try to find it on D&D Beyond? No,
you're sort of mentally you're there, right? You know what it is you want to do. For some reason, and I don't, not to place judgment, but maybe it has something to do with
Not to pass.
The bottle was empty though. There was nothing
in the
in
storeroom. Something just messes up your aim, and rather than landing onto the ship, the torch that you throw actually lands. It goes flying over. And although you cannot exactly see where it lands, you do see that there are things that catch fire on the other side of the docks, as well as a person suddenly running around shouting and panicking that the docks have caught fire. What would you like to do?
Let's see. Well, I've already moved, and have I taken an action? Am I out of? Well, there's not much not much else I probably can do, right?
I mean, you set the docks on fire. It's pretty good.
I was going for like a kind of chaotic good. I guess maybe this is chaotic good. I don't know. I'm going to try to brace. I guess I don't know if this counts as an action. Tell me if this counts as an action. But I'm going to kind of try to brace this.
You're not in combat yet, so you can cut it back for you.
Okay. This arm that's been swung over to to the deck of the ship. Kind of brace it just to make sure, in case I'm hoping if anyone's coming out and they're going to try to cross it, that it's going to be a little sturdier for them.
Okay, you've got it braced in place. Anybody who attempts to leave the ship via the crane is going to make that roll with advantage.
All right.
Meanwhile, inside the decks of the ship. Where's ProfsPlay?
I don't know if you're going to be able to get out, but that's the
There
problem.
we are. Lirin's breath weapon has just blasted out, damaging the 3 individuals. A dagger has been unsheathed. All of a sudden, the woman in red throws her, let's see, how's she standing? Her left arm toward the porthole that is like right here abouts. And the hand flies off of her arm, seemingly attached to her wrist with a wire. The prosthetic fist slams into the glass, shattering it outwards before she retracts the hand back and turns to Tamari and says, I guess we're doing this the hard way. And that is initiative.
Ah.
The ship.
Hookshot arm. Oh my gosh.
No.
Should not have aggressively breathed on this woman.
Oh my goodness.
Aggressive breath in the time of Corona. We already know about this. We already know.
No.
Too real.
Do
was
we
a
have an
2.
order? Oh.
Hold on a second. I actually didn't roll for anybody. So let's do this person. Let's roll public. Who cares? Let's do this person, public. This person, public. Okay. And then our tracker is right here.
I don't want to be first.
Well,
Ah. Why couldn't I give that nat 20 to Loon instead?
Yeah, right.
Lirin, what was your number? For some
It
reason,
was 2. Yeah, I don't know why it's not loading in, but it's a 2. I'm thinking about when Wizard in the stream, I wasn't there, said this group cracks under pressure, and like that made me laugh so much. And now I'm gonna think of that every time.
I'm gonna do this
It's not
epic thing.
entirely our fault. It's the
Yeah,
dice.
the die, I swear. I will say it's the most frustrating part about D&D so far. Not to step too far back, but we'll talk about that later. But like the die,
Make it
Yes.
interesting.
they make it interesting. Yeah, make it interesting.
glorious and frustrating. Okay,
Frustrating, yeah.
anyway, Tamari, first initiative is to you, and you have sneak attack now. Do you as rogue, or do you get that?
Yes, I do have a sneak attack as rogue, and so it'll apply anytime anyone is 5 feet within Lirin. So that'll be lovely in this tiny little area.
Well, there you go. Also, might I remind you that you are first in the initiative order, and nobody has acted. Therefore, everybody is flat-footed for this round. So everybody is right for a sneak.
Okay. I am.
Except for
I'm gonna. I guess it doesn't really matter which order I do these things in. I'm gonna shift into my shifted form and get some temp hit points.
your
Also, just
fangs
for
grow sharp, your teeth grow long, and you are now shifted.
as part of my reaction, or as my shiftedness, my walking speed increases 10 feet. Also, I can use my reaction, or when a creature ends 5 feet or 5 feet near me, I can use my reaction to move away without provoking opportunity attack. Okay, I'm just gonna. What should I do? Oh, I didn't even notice I have my teeth right there. I'm just gonna longbow. That's what I can do. And I'm gonna aim straight at the scarlet thorn.
Fire away. Oh, actually, wait. I forgot her AC.
Can I ask, as I'm aiming, since she just, like, I don't know, whatever you call this extension of her arm, can I see before I shoot whether, or like what it looks like? Is it very well constructed? Is there like a weak or a thin part to it?
From in that moment that you just saw, combined with the degree of control that she exerted over it, it seems very well constructed, custom built for her specifically, and something that she seems to have had a lot of practice using.
All right,
Oh,
cool.
wait, that's button broke. That's sad. Anyway, sorry.
All right, I'm gonna
I can
roll. I'm gonna roll longbow. That is 24 to hit,
Absolutely hits. What's your damage?
and then with 10 total, since she's
Ooh.
by Lirin.
That is pretty solid. Your arrow flies true and strikes her right, sort of not the prosthetic arm, but the other arm, just kind of slashes through. Her jaw drops and her eyes widen in surprise as she takes 10 piercing damage. And again, this is not a perfect indicator of her exact health value, but you can see at this point that she appears injured. That was not an insignificant cut with your arrow. She looks at you all of a sudden, a recognition dawning on her face, and says, "You are the Huntress's new favorite, aren't you? But where is your other friend, the drunkard?" She asked.
Oh my gosh, that's your superhero
Reputation
characteristic.
precedes him.
That's right,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh man. I so before I end my turn, I'm just gonna yell out. I'm gonna yell out. I don't know, but he's probably drinking some wine right now. Loud enough, hopefully, that it can radiate throughout the ship so that
Loon.
he can hear.
You absolutely hear that crystal clear. Crystal clear rings out into the night.
Good to know. That's also
wait.
piercing damage to Loon's heart, but that's okay.
As if on cue, she sort of waits for a response from outside the ship. And when she hears nothing, she says, "No matter. I don't know who you think you are, but you didn't take my first 2 invitations. And so now I am going to ask you to leave myself." With that, she flings a circular blade in your direction. Where is my... Here we go. Sure, let's roll this publicly. Why not? It bounces harmlessly off of the wall behind you, and then mysteriously reverses its course and returns back to her hand as you quickly aside. Learned a few tricks, have you? She asks. And now it is to, let's keep advancing this, to this seedy looking individual over here. He is going to clench one of his fists together. And Tamari, both you and Lirin notice that, like Father Damaso, his hand is covered in rings with gemstones set in them. One of the rings begins to glow. And as the ring glows, you notice kind of shimmering barrier arise around this individual. I think I have a marker for that. Something like it. Maybe I don't, or I'll find it later. We'll use this for now. The hooded, robed individual then takes a step to the other side of the kind of mast pole here and produces a sort of short metal club He flings it downward, and the club extends out to reveal a blunt metal weapon within, and closing his eyes, flexing his other hand. You see a shimmering light descend from seemingly nowhere, alighting on the weapon and casting a bright glow throughout the rest of the room. That is the end of its turn. Oh wait, this one goes here. Meanwhile, the other priest rushes forward toward Tamari, whips out once again that metallic baton, and takes a swipe in your direction. Let's roll publicly. Ooh. His movements are clumsy, and you can very easily see him projecting where that baton is going. You step aside, it swings by harmlessly and does nothing. Lirin, it is to you.
Lirin's gonna try and see if he can get big in real life.
Yes.
Yes. Get swole.
I would like to see what that looks like. So what is Lirin doing to try and engage that?
Okay, he's gonna like close his eyes and just like flex really, really hard and imagine getting big.
All right. Go ahead and roll let's roll religion for that. This is you're drawing on your connection to the world beyond.
Please work. Oh no, cracking under pressure.
It's team, I tell you.
We cannot handle
Our minds are in the
space.
right place.
All right. You close your eyes, concentrate, imagine yourself with your mind's eye. You imagine yourself getting larger and larger, a huge portion of the ship. When you open your eyes, you are the exact same size, except for your hands, which have suddenly and like very weirdly grown out of proportion with the rest of your body. They snap the restraints that once bound them, but then very, very quickly they shrink back to size.
Everyone just sees Lirin like trying to hold it, just like inexplicably flexing and grunting on the floor. Well, that's good. Can I try to get up from being prone?
Sure. You are also. We'll say that you are no longer restrained.
The hands broke
We'll turn
out.
that off. I mean, you don't need. Oh, I just killed you. I don't think you need to roll for that necessarily.
Okay. Oh, right. Just half movement.
Yeah,
speed,
this is
right?
your half. So you've got 15 feet of movement left. Let's call your getting your hands swole a bonus action. So you've
Ooh,
got a
okay.
action less than 15 feet of movement. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to just swing the good old arm blade, at Yang, who I don't know is Yang yet, I guess. And I'm just gonna do it. I was gonna say I feel like that's too much of a vicious mockery move. I was gonna make a joke about also having like a cool robot arm, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it.
Wait till
That's
it hits first.
That's not Lirin energy.
Her back is to you, so go ahead and roll that with.
Are you
See,
kidding
the wait
me?
till it hits is a good.
That's right.
Are
You
you
never
kidding
glow.
me?
See? Did you ever watch like James Bond movies? You wait till you do the thing, then you have the clever bon mot.
Well, I was
that
not
your
living full
advantage
by
roll?
the roll. Oh, that was the hit. That was to hit.
Oh, roll one more.
Did
roll
you have
one more.
advantage?
I'm giving you advantage because her
Oh.
back is to you and she's very distracted with Tamari's.
Come on, universe.
Oh,
My
that's a
role is to
9.
distract in here.
I'm gonna say that's probably not gonna work either.
Okay. All right. So in one swift motion, you produce the automaton arm blade, raise it up over your head, and bring it down in a chopping motion very quickly. The woman in red turns around and with her prosthetic hand grabs your blade and says, "Oh, you want to play too, Dragon Cha?" And she throws your blade aside and faces you as well. Outside of the ship, Loon, you are starting to notice that the fire is spreading to other portions of the dock. Still not to the ship, but I would say it's big enough that you can sort of see it's happening over here.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
So are each of these squares, are they 5 feet? How large are those?
Yes, all of this outside stuff this is all 5 feet.
All right. So then within the ship, there was also roughly, those are the same size, those were 5 feet.
Sorry, say that again. I was
So inside, so on that other map, when we were looking at that other map, there was also a grid, and those were also basically 5 feet.
All 5 feet. And because we're using 5e and not actual Euclidean geometry, even the diagonals are 5 feet.
Oh, good. All right, good. So
Pythagorean theorem here, y'all.
the commotion plus the yelling and the heart piercing insults that I hear coming from the inside of the ships. For such a big heavy ship, the walls are surprisingly thin. Oh, there we go.
There's
Fire.
There's the fire. I think the move is that I'm going to try to get onto this ship and into the lower level to help my friends.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You have successfully braced the crane. So go ahead and roll your strength check with advantage, and let's see how it goes.
How do I do it with
roll
advantage?
Athletics with advantage.
How do I roll with advantage? Is there a way to do that?
Roll twice, and then
Okay,
take the
gotcha.
high.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So here goes.
All right.
13, pretty good. 14.
Okay.
All right. Right.
It does not take a lot of effort since you have successfully braced the crane to get up onto the ship. You have spent, let's say, you've spent 10 feet of your movement. The stairs down are right here. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking on the stream. The stairs down are right here through this trapdoor. What would you like to do?
So it looks like I can make it to the stairs. If that's 5, 10, 15, 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm at the stairs.
Oh, thank goodness. Now, are you going down?
Oh, thank goodness.
Can I make it down? What is it 30 feet for a turn? Can I make it down? Oh yeah, now you can put me on one screen, right?
Yeah, listen, I'm just excited because everybody's back on one.
Well, in that case, let's see. Maybe I should try going. No, I'll go down.
What?
I'll go down those stairs.
Okay. Down the stairs. Hooray!
Hey.
The band is back together. Oh wait, where's Loon? We're gonna have giant Loon in a second as I try
Yes.
to move. So
I transferred my soulness to him.
get excited for Loon. Where is it?
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Huge.
Oh man.
You are back down the stairs, and you can hear scuffling and commotion. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't even give you control of your own person. Represents character Tenju. Is that working? No? Yes? Almost?
I saw it for a second.
Okay, let's maybe if I add
Hey, there we go. All right, cool.
All right.
All right.
Loon's here. I think it's you, right? So back to Tamari. In the midst of this fight, what would you
Okay, so I actually have never used this like reaction swift stride thing before. I don't know if I was supposed to do it with this person being 5 feet in front of me on my last turn, but I'm going to do it now, where I'm going to use that to not provoke opportunity attack and move back a bit.
Okay.
Can I move here?
Can you move more than 5 feet on that?
Oh, sorry. Where was I? I was here. Just kidding. I can move 10 feet, so I can move here.
That's good.
And then, well, yeah, because I was just blending it with my movement. And then what I'm.
By the way,
where
at this
am I?
point, you notice that Loon has boarded the ship, and he is now standing next to you.
I'm going to use my. Actually, I'm going to use my. Do I have spell slots? Where's my spell slots? I don't even know. Spells. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to cast, using my bonus action, cast Hail of Thorns on this person that I'm about to try to shoot.
Which person? Sorry, I was on a different.
The one
Okay.
that's like directly in front of me.
Fire away.
If this works, it will also hit the other person too. So
Ooh.
let's hope. Do not screw me over, dice. 15 to hit.
15 to hit hits both.
Heck yes. Okay, so I'm gonna roll the damage for my longbow, and then I'm gonna have to roll. Oh wait. Okay. This might get. I don't want to get this wrong. So for this main guy that's right in front of me, for sure, 9, and then the hail of the thorns, like once it hits him, and that's 9, it hits, or it kind of explodes. That's how it works. So then I'm gonna roll the d10, and that'll be for. Oh, it'll be a dex saving throw for both of them,
Okay, Dex is queued up.
and it's 12 to beat.
12 to beat. First, this one in front of you rolls a 13 on Dex.
Okay. So that'll be half damage, so 1.
Okay. Now, question, point of order. How does your sneak attack figure into this? Because on roll
Oh, yeah.
20, I show a
Yes.
9 and a 6.
Yeah, so the well, this is the weird thing, is that I'm not targeting the Crimson Thorn lady. I'm targeting this other person, and this person is
Ew.
not 5 feet within Lirin.
Correct. Okay.
But the Hail of Thorns would still reach
9, 1, 10 total?
9, 1, 10 total, yeah,
Yeah,
for the
okay.
first guy.
Let's see. So that will, yes. All right. So as your arrow and thorns explode into this priest, he starts to realize that maybe robes were not the best choice of armor for a situation like this. And you can see the clean white cloth begin to grow stained with the blood of the priest. He is looking badly injured at this point.
Cool. Okay, she also needs to make a dex save, though.
Oh, it hits her too. Save. Oh, I should have just used the old save. 19 against.
My gosh, okay. Well, then that's also 1 damage.
And that's just the thorns for her.
Yeah, just the thorns for her. Mm-hmm.
Okay, a few thorns explode out of your arrow very quickly. She deftly takes her dagger, sweeps it through the air, blocking most of them, except a few cut across the side of her cheek. She raises her right hand to her cheek, looks at it, and says, "Oh, we are playing serious now, are we?" She readies herself for action.
So the last thing that I'll do is I'll look at Loon and be like, we're in trouble here. These people are probably gonna murder us. How you doing? How's the wine? And then, I mean, that's probably too much to say in like 6 seconds.
Oh, and by the way, have you ever heard of this one? Yeah, this guy does great. Makes great.
Tamari is just talking really fast, like.
Time freezes for monologues, so we can talk each other as much as we want to.
man.
Boone, super quick. What is your intent in this moment? Should we have you roll initiative, or what's going on? Are you joining this party?
I would like to, yes.
All right,
I'm
go ahead.
fine however you want to.
So go ahead and roll that, and then we'll get you into the turn order right after Yang takes her attack.
Be a 9.
Right, a 9. Why is it not showing up here? Loon, right click, add turn. There we go. Give you a 9 so that we remember where that happens, and you are going. Oh, you're going right after her.
Cool. All right.
At that. Okay. Once again, Yang readies the circular blade and throws it in Tamari's direction. It flies through the air and it slashes through your arm as well, Tamari, dealing 9 piercing damage. After it cuts through, it bounces off the back of the ship and flies in your direction, Lou.
God, I just walked in here.
She seems to have heard caught a little bit of this conversation, and so she is going to make her attack as well.
Darn it. That's what I get.
You took too long describing that person who did your taxes last year. That was great. That was a very reasonable fee.
8 damage to you, Loon. The spinning blade continues to bounce around the stairs, bouncing once again behind Tamari and returning unerringly to Yang's hand. I've got tricks up my sleeve too, she says, and advances a few steps forward. Ooh. What would you like to do? Adds vibe to the
right, yeah. I can do this because
battle music.
I'm not sitting, and I can. Oh, I got to redeem my stretch. Hold on, let me see. Okay. So, Luna's now angry. Just walked in and got hit in the back of the head by some bouncing, flashing disc. Not very happy. So I'm gonna take a bonus act. Well, first of all, here's again a mechanical question. There's this pillar right here is sort of in my line of sight. Do I need to move this thing? Do I need to move?
You will need to. Yeah, you will need
to shoot at. Okay.
Yes. Gotcha. Yes. So this is the. Oh gosh, what am I doing? I'm clicking on the stream again. This is the opening right here.
Right. Okay.
This is where the spinning blade seems to have originated from.
And can I go? I have to do that every time. That's annoying. You go this way, or is it? It's around.
So the leading upward, but you can certainly make a heroic leap off of the side of the chair and end up in front of Tamari.
Oh yeah, just go whoop.
Yeah, that's these has worked so well so far.
5 feet of movement. No, roll.
And roll it. Oh, no roll.
Yeah, I can just heroically. All right.
Yeah, you're pretty mad. You can leap over.
All right.
Leap over the bed.
His dad energy comes out.
Yeah, dad energy
like,
coming in. All right. So I'm gonna dad my way over too.
All right.
It's like the dad reflexes subreddit, right?
Yes. This is exactly. We're gonna post videos.
All right. So the logical thing to try to do is to try to attack this already injured, because they have a turn coming up before anyone else does. This one right here, right? I guess technically this person does. So to try to take them out. But I really, really am unhappy about getting hit by that weapon. So I'm going to use a bonus action targeting the Crimson Thorn. Who I don't know her name yet, but she's in red, so I'm going to call it the one in red. I'm going to use Hunter's Mark on her, which is you deal an extra 1d6 damage when you hit with a weapon attack. So I'm going to target her. Do I have to do anything specific? She's targeted.
All right. You sort of go into like Max Payne vision, where like the rest of the
yeah, totally.
and like blurs, and then the only figure in the room that is like clear to you is this woman in red standing in the middle of the room. It's almost like nothing can distract you. She is now marked.
So I would like to notch one of my electrified arrows on my longbow and target the woman in red.
All right. Fire away. Gosh, my stats are still broken.
All right, here. Come on now. All right. This is the hit. Oh, God.
Oh,
That's
no.
a 7.
Oh, no.
Okay. With a 7, you notch the arrow. You loose it in her direction. It goes flying toward her, but very quickly she bats it away with her prosthetic hand. It lands in the hull of the ship next to Lirin, explodes a bit with some sparks. It's a little bright and distracting, but it does not do any damage to Lirin.
The ideas are better than the execution.
It was a good idea. All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
All right.
I used all my dad energy getting over the railing. See.
Right. All right. This one is going to dash forward, not like literally D&D dash, but it's going to block Loon's pathway. And at this point, it's got a sort of glowing club at this point. So it's going to be glowing with bright yellow energy, and it is going to take a swing in Loon's direction. Sure. Let's roll this puppy. Okay. And with your big dad energy, you grab his hand before it can even get to you. You look at him square in the face before you throw the arm holding the weapon side. He looks a little surprised, but does nothing else on his turn. Meanwhile, this one behind it is going to clench its fist once again. That's not what I was looking for. What I was looking for. Sorry, I don't know how to run spellcasters, y'all. So let's see if we can make this work. Oh, he doesn't have that spell. Oh, crap. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, cool. In your direction, it is clenching its fist, and then in around its hand, the air seems to glow bright with radiant energy. It throws a blast, not unlike the powers of electricity that Lirin has been able to manifest throughout the journey. It flies toward you and smacks you dead in the chest for 8 radiant damage. That is the end of its turn. And it is now to Lirin.
Okay. Who's worse off between Tamari and Loon?
Wait, sorry. I was typing in the chat.
I was typing too.
Who got hit on the last one?
Yeah, I was like, wait, who? Wait.
Nobody did. No.
Yeah. If no one was paying attention, no one got hit, right?
Who got the 8 damage? Though, for real.
Loon.
Oh.
Loon is not doing good now.
Yeah,
so
I would imagine Loon is probably doing worse. Because I had temp hit points as well.
Why is this not...
Lirin is going to heal everyone. He's going to sort of gather his energy together and let it flow. You don't necessarily see this, I think, but you feel it. So we're gonna give. I have 15 total to distribute with my channel divinity. So Loon, you're gonna get 10 of those, and Lirin or Tamari, you can take 5 of those.
I thank you. I give
And
you.
then,
Generous.
what was that?
I just said so generous.
Yes, that's very kind of you.
Let's see. And then we have so here's a question. The spells that I was using in Spirit World, have I expended those spell slots IRL?
You have not expended those spell slots either.
Okay, in that case, I am going to summon my spiritual weapon. So I'm going to use my bonus action to make it exist.
Can you draw it again?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So I also, before I draw it, I want to say that I didn't realize last time that I can actually attack on the weapon, or on the turn that I summon it. So I am going to, let's see, make it right here. Let's get that sword going again. This is so hard with the mouse. Let's see how this goes. We're going to have, I don't remember what it looked like last time. Oh, the purple's kind of hard to see, but that's okay. Got a sword. Kind of like a scimitar or something, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Whoops.
I like it. It looks similar to the one you manifested.
Yeah, it was good.
I was like trying to remember at all what it looked like. There we go. Boom. 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 Coming at you.
All right. The shimmering blade of force appears in the air. What would you like to do with it?
Let's see. I am going to attack with it on Bread Lady. Now that
I feel like when we have the character art, we should like Photoshop in Sweater Wolf's actual drawing of this blade and bring it in.
that was a nat one.
Okay. All right. So your spiritual blade flies in the direction of the woman in red, and almost like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, or rather, we should actually Carrie Fisher's probably better comparison. She just sort of matrixes back as the blade passes over her, unbeknownst to the priest next to her. The blade is carrying some momentum, and it does impale itself into the chest of the priest, taking him completely out of commission.
Oh,
Exactly where
Well-
I was aiming.
what a happy accident.
Like how he's on his side. It's good.
The woman in red looks over the priest, shrugs, and turns her attention back to Lirin. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna stay here.
All right. Tamari, we are back to you.
Okay, I'm gonna. From this angle, can I see the lady, or can I only really see the priest in front of Loon?
You can see her. There's just like a lot. There's like a lot of movement happening and like scuffling, and so yeah, not everybody's not exactly standing still. You can see her.
Okay, I'm gonna try to hit her with my longbow then, and hold on, let me think. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to hit her. She's not close to anyone. No sneak attack. Okay, 25 to hit.
Good lord.
Woof. I don't
Nice.
know. I'm just stealing all your like numbers from, from the rest of the other two.
Good lord. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 8 piercing. Just ignore the sneak.
Okay. All right. 8 piercing damage. Your arrow flies true. This time strikes her dead in the shoulder. Now the very tough facade that she is attempting to put on has begun to fade, and she is very clearly now wincing in pain, very visibly badly injured.
Oh, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. She turns her attention in your direction, but she does see that Loon is standing in the way. She sends her prosthetic arm forward, flying out on its wire in the direction of Loon, the hand open, seemingly ready to grasp at something. Okay. The hand sort of slams into Loon's chest, and you feel an unnaturally strong pull in her direction, Loon. You end up right hereabouts, and you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Move, she says, and that is the end of her turn. To you, Loon.
Well, crap. Because that ain't good. So if I'm close to an enemy and I'm trying to use ranged weapon, is there a penalty for that or disadvantage for that?
At this point, I would rule disadvantage, unless you have something that can offset that. But generally, she is looking damaged, but still menacing and pretty ready to interrupt any potential range attacks you might throw.
And if I try to move, then I have to do like a reflex check or something. They can attack. They attack at me.
Make an opportunity, attack of opportunity, as is this priest right here.
Right. What's the disadvantage that they can roll twice?
You will roll twice and take the lowest.
Lower.
Or the lower.
Well, there's not a whole lot I can do here. Let's see. I'm gonna attempt to. Let's see. I'm gonna attempt to shoot at this priest. Where I can't grab him. This guy, right here, with my bow.
The only one left standing, really.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't
Yes,
throw
that's
out
true.
this one
Right.
HP.
Right.
Sorry.
He's taking a nap.
Yeah.
He's taking a nap.
There we go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to do it and throw two ones and take the lower one that you're going to get. All right.
All right.
Here comes.
Make it happen.
Oh, there were those big numbers. 13 is the lower of the two.
13 is the lower. 13 hits. Give me that damage.
4 plus I have Colossus Slayer, which adds another 7, so that's 11.
Ooh, all right. With 11
Should have shot.
damage-
Oh man, I should have shot it. Oh, all right. Rats. There was
You
the
didn't
epic
know,
one. I was going
though.
for that. No, I didn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay. So with a 13 and 11 damage, your arrow you sort of aim and knock your bow. Yang attempts to distract you, and the priest sort of tries to throw his hands in front of his face. As he does so, however, he very clearly exposes his chest. You fire. The arrow impales itself into the chest. He slams back against the hull of the ship from the momentum of your point-blank shot, and he is looking badly injured.
Didn't kill him though? Crap. Crud.
Do I have the right one? Oh no, this one's dead. Sorry, this one's dead. Oh crap, no, I did the wrong one. I did the dead one. Okay, whatever. This one is going to remind me
Cry in the corner.
Spellcasters ever again. All right, there we go. In a panicked motion, it is going to flex its hand. Once again, one of the rings begins to glow, and as it does, you see the wound that you inflicted on its chest very rapidly begin to close itself. And now, at this point, it seems to be somewhat rejuvenated from
No.
that attack. The arrow has been pushed out, lands on the floor, and that is the end of its turn. Lirin, back to you.
Okay, man, the sword's just going to be flying around frantically, aiming at whatever.
Good.
Like a whirling blade.
Okay, I am going to try and hit my original target, although Lirin says she was not what he was aiming for initially. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and try to hit her with this thing as my bonus action. Come on.
Ooh.
It was a 16.
16 just barely makes.
Yes. Okay. Then I am going to roll for damage. And that was a 3. Okay, at least it hit. At least it hit.
All right. The blade slices through the air. The woman in red seems to be distracted by all of the chaos flying around that she does not see this thing smack her right in the back of the head. She stumbles forward, looking surprised, looking pained, and then all of a sudden turns to you, holds up her hands, and says, all right, you've proven your point. You can go. The other priest turns in her direction, his mouth agape, and says, Yang Lijong, this was not the deal. Our employer is going to, mid-sentence, Yang's hand flies to her hip. She looses a dagger in the direction of the priest. It hits him straight in the neck.
Oh my gosh.
Slumps to the ground, unresponsive. She turns to you and says, you can go. You can take whatever they brought. I don't want to see you again. You're not going to see me again. She waits for your reply.
I don't know how to react. Just like, what the heck was that? I guess Tamari will move actually in closer to the room.
You can like step over the bodies. I mean, they're there.
I mean, I feel somewhat bad, but here I'll be on the not stepping on him. Tamari's not this like.
It's like teabagging. You're dead.
Well, I don't want to be on Lirin's demon sword over here that could just kill me.
The sword of Damocles over us. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of control over what that thing does. Has its own mind.
So I'll just say, you went through all this trouble to kidnap Lirin, and you're gonna just let us go?
She turns to you and says, listen, no hard feelings. This was just business. And she coughs, and you see blood sputter out of her mouth and onto the ground. Instinctively, her hand goes to her belly, and she says, plus there's the matter of this internal bleeding that I need to do. She replies.
So you're not the Crimson Thorn? I'll just like put that out there and see what the response is, because she's dressed in red.
That is what they call me, she says, and she pauses for a moment. Probably because I write it everywhere. But that doesn't mean I can't be reasonable, she says.
Wait, but I have the kidnapping. I have some questions about the kidnapping that just happened to me, Lirin.
Once again, she coughs, clutches the arm that Tamari's arrow sliced through, and says, "Yeah, I will. I'll answer whatever you want, but you got any more of that?" She says, suggesting that she may be in need of healing.
Ooh, Lirin's good at medicine.
We laugh heartily.
I think Lirin says I can attend to you, yes, but I feel as though you are going to try to kill us or run away if I do such a thing. So perhaps my friend should bind you. And Lirin looks around like wait, this doesn't.
She turns back to you and says, "Open your eyes, Dragon Ta. Do you really think I can do anything to you in this shape?" And as if almost trying to convince you, she drops her circular blade to the ground and kicks it in the direction of Tamari. "You want this too? I can get another one," she says.
Okay, so Lirin says, answers first, and then you have my word that I will heal you. Why? Who put a bounty on me? What would they want with me?
She so with a lot of pain in her eyes takes a few steps in the direction of the side of the ship, tries carefully to avoid the giant swinging blade that's still manifested in the air, and she slumps down to the ground. So I'm guessing, she begins, I'm guessing you've met that grave-sent maniac, Father Damaso? Well, that one has been running an orphanage of sorts, she says, using air quotes, under the Church of the One. She straightens up a little bit. He says it is a civilizing mission to equip children with the knowledge of salvation in this world and the next, she spits. But what he's really doing when he finds out kids show signs of world-shaping power is pulling it right out of them. Don't believe me? She says. With her lips, she points toward the bodies of the two priests lying on the ground. Search them and tell me what you found.
Lirin's gonna I think actually Lirin is gonna move closer to her. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's drawing. That's the wrong thing.
I was gonna say, Tamari's like right on the bodies. I can
Yeah.
search while y'all
I
too.
think Lirin's gonna kind of nod at Tamari.
I'm gonna search.
All right. Each priest, as you search the bodies, you find that each priest wears several rings on their fingers, but the gemstones have shattered. They're colored fragments lining the floor of the ship. These fucking clowns are not shapers, she says. The church has a ritual, the ceremony of purification, that traps shapers' powers in some kind of rare crystal. They carve up their little soul gems, set the stones into jewelry, and boom, she snaps her fingers very weakly. Instant shaping power for anyone the church chooses, she says. Most kids come out on the other side with a little less fire in their eyes, but overall they're fine. She pauses for what seems like an eternity, but not all kids make it. Quietly, she looks out of the broken glass window behind Tamari.
You sound like you don't like this, what they are doing, and yet you were helping them. Why?
She sighs loudly. It's been tough times on everyone since the Imperium came and took over the city. I take whatever work helps me and mine stay alive, fed, and, if I can get it, comfortable. And like I told these assholes, I don't kill unless I need to. Go back and check the temple again, if you don't believe me. She turns toward Lirin. As for what they want with you, Dragonshaw, she winces and her hand instinctively goes for a wound that you inflicted. I'm guessing they're ready to expand into adult testing subjects. She coughs again. Now, this whole internal bleeding on the floor of the ship thing, she says, suggesting.
Okay. Lirin kind of like scoffs a little at the person that she just threw a blade into his neck and says, I suppose that's your definition of a necessary killing. That is good to know. Lirin's gonna use not a medicine check. Only friends get the horrible medicine check.
Claws.
And enemies get like an actual cure wounds, I think.
Friends don't let friends suffer medicine checks.
Yes.
I like that.
I think Lirin has learned something about doing an actual medicine check on anything that doesn't have like natural armor or scale. So I'm going to do a cure wounds here. Let's see how that goes. What's that?
Please not a
That
nat one.
was a 10.
Okay. All right. So with a 10, you start to see some of the wounds, not the deeper ones, but some of the superficial wounds on her body begin to close up. You can also tell there seems to be something healing internally because she straightens up a bit and looks much less uncomfortable than she did just a few moments ago. She turns to Lirin and looks genuinely surprised. You've proved everything I've heard about the three of you, she says. Although I will admit I had to see it myself to believe it. Take the chakram as a sign of my gratitude. You're going to need me to attune it to one of you before you leave. Help yourself to anything these priests brought with them. And she gestures to a small wooden chest that you had not noticed in the heat of battle. I'm a woman of my word, she says, so trust me when I say our paths won't be crossing again. You've got loyal friends, Dragonshaw. She winks at Lirin. Be sure to look after them. And with that, she stands up and begins to limp toward the back of the ship.
I'm going to just pull out this bounty notice that I have on me and say, is this you? Were you offering 1,000 gold?
She looks at the notice, looks at you, and says, shrugs her shoulders. A subcontracting fee, if you will. What do you want from me? You want an apology? She says, the words hanging still in the air.
No, but I'll take the gold.
Whatever's in that chest is yours. It's probably that and more, she says, and begins to try and push past you toward the back of the ship.
You know, Lirin's going to kind of call after her. I could help you more with your injuries, but non-Dragonborn have told me it is not a pleasant process. But I am always looking to practice. You look like you still have a bit of a limp there.
With sort of almost as if she is accentuating the limp, she continues to drag herself off the floor. I appreciate it, but I've got folks at home that can look out. Make sure to shut the door on your way off my ship, will ya? And then she begins to head up the stairs, leaving you alone inside the hull of the ship. What would you like to do?
Tamari just looks at the other two and says, should have killed her. Tamari's becoming a murderer. I don't know. We don't let people get away.
Hobo. They just emerge.
Similarities and differences between our characters and our players.
Yeah. Here's another difference.
That murder slider just went up one notch.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the renegade meter.
Oh, yeah. She's going to
getting a boost.
Oh, right. Yeah, totally.
To be honest, I don't know if what we did just now was smart, but I cannot kill an unarmed foe who has surrendered.
That's very honorable, Lirin.
I know you feel differently, friend.
I'm just saying, like, she did a lot to try to harm us, but I just hope that we do never see her again. And then I guess I'm going to walk over towards the chest, but I just want to look at it to see if... Yeah, Tamari's been stabbed before by drawers, so like I just want to investigate if it looks...
Naturally wary of drawers.
If it looks, like trapped inside any sort of...
If you trust me, I will say no check necessary.
Okay.
You cannot tell after close examination that there is any... that there are any potential trap mechanisms on the chest. However, there is a very large padlock on the front of it.
Ooh, can I thieves' tools it then?
You can certainly try.
Because it didn't go well last time, but I'm gonna try. Wait, how do I do this? Use tool. Proficient.
Wrong track.
Sorry, I have to like enter this every time, I guess. Why? Just I don't understand why it's a 6.
Okay. Even with a 6,
I should have
the
never
goggles.
become a rogue.
Put the goggles on.
Never.
and
you notice
look really
that
closely.
this chest was not. It was mostly designed for sort of very quick travel from place to place. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of heavy security on it. And with not much effort, you're able to find the unlocking mechanism, which pops the chest padlock open. Inside, you find currency with the approximate value of 2,000 gold.
Oh, we have
That
lots
is worth
of money.
2 of me.
Yeah, put it in Lirin kidnapping currency.
That's right. That's our new metric.
the real
That's 1
Dragonborns
1/4
party.
lirins.
I don't, Tamari doesn't feel so bad about losing that 1 gold now.
Sorry, Jay, do you want to?
I was gonna say I've been looking out the windows and noticed that it's getting much brighter. It's not the dawn that's coming, but the dock side seems to be engulfed now in flames. I think perhaps we should hurry with whatever we're gonna grab.
You look outside instinctively, and out one of the portholes, you see that there was a third hooded individual who's now sort of panic running around trying to throw water onto the fire. It does not seem to be cooperating, and indeed is spreading all over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should tell you both
Wait.
something, just so you're aware. There may have been a fire accident.
So that's what you were doing up there while we were fighting, and you were just starting a fire?
Well,
Okay.
The window,
It almost worked.
You hear very clearly echoing through the night the voice of Yang Lijiang as she screams, "Really?"
This is fine.
we did it, y'all. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It actually feels like a pretty natural point at which to pause for the day.
This is fine.
I want a Photoshop of us,
I was
our
going to say,
characters,
put Lirin's face on the dog.
on the dog.
What I was doing, and I didn't know if this was going to be too silly on our starting page. You know, the little image of like the current location you're at. I was gonna like put a greetings from like a postcard, like greetings.
Oh,
Very good.
I was
Very
like, oh,
good.
it's gonna be too silly. It's gonna be mood breaking. So let me not do that.
my too silly barrier is very, very high. So I'm all for postcards and
Well, nice job, y'all. Let's do some battle rewards real quick. So we said 2,000 gold. You also from D&D Beyond, whoever would like to may add a chakram. Oh, I think it's called Yang's chakram of returning to your inventory.
Oh, cool.
what kind of deal is it?
I think I had to set. I didn't have to, but I set it up as a hand axe. But if I did it right, it should grant proficiency. We're gonna hand wave it and said we're gonna say whoever claims it, we're gonna hand wave this and say Yang gave you attunement. But the attunement has to be manually transferred from user to user.
This is a finesse thing, so it's on y'all.
I think Loon should take it.
Good old natural one Loon.
Yeah, maybe it'll help. I don't know.
Although Loon has found himself repeatedly right up in people's faces in combat, which has not been super helpful. So we'll take it and we'll decide if it's the right thing when we get to our next stop, perhaps.
That
Oh, it
is
flies
also
back
a
here.
level up for everybody.
Cool.
Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. I'm
So
gonna level up my ranger.
And as we have talked about off stream, we are not playing the variant feat rule because it's going to be narrative for me. So go ahead and just take your ability scores with your level 4, either +2 to 1 score or +1 to 2 scores. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Nice
Cool.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As always, for
can't believe we
Live
did
by
it.
the dice, die by the dice. Yeah.
we got to do some drills, man. We cannot keep
Yeah,
cracking under
seriously.
pressure like this. We need like low stakes situations that we all practice, the three of us.
All right. Like jump rope. We should like jump rope. We can probably do that. Build some dexterity. And
So Jay, you like rolled the virtual dice however many times, and you said that you got like 3 or whatever,
the-
9 or whatever your roll was over and over.
yeah, it was the virtual ones were also apparently loaded. So who knows? Yeah.
Pyralis. It's all due to the awesome collaboration between the players. But I appreciate it. Are there other? I feel like there are other things we should give out before we go. I was
Thanks,
not. I
thanks
was
for
not-
everyone in
Like-
the audience for participating
thank
and
you.
watching, and thank you for the gift sub given, Pyralis. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, Pyralis had the whole like ProfsPlay suite, like even from our
Yeah,
just, like,
yeah,
all of our
subbed to
channels.
us. Yeah, I know.
Love it.
It's awesome.
Love it.
Uh,
Man, y'all are awesome. Y'all are
Yeah, no,
awesome.
thank
Okay,
you.
cool.
Thank you all for
So
tuning in.
shall we? I'm guessing we can pick up next week, probably in a safer location. We can hand wave your transition off the.
Beanoz is right next door, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
And it is the beginning of the end, as we mentioned. Right? We have two sessions after this.
Two sessions.
Can we do it? Now we're like really in collaboration mode at this point. Can we wrap this chapter of the story up in 2 weeks? Find out next time on ProfsPlay. Like I said, the #1 stream.
It's very true. We got to put this on our branding now.
Yeah.
This very, very specific set of criteria. We are #1 and within it.
Well, I mean, this came from our review of like all of the streaming platforms that are for some reason #1 in their area. So
All of them. It's crazy.
All of them. Every one is #1.
which makes
Well, I
sense
guess
because
they're-
it's new, you know. So
That's right. Yeah.
come catch #1 content. Next time on the channel. Anybody else got self promo, or where can we find everybody next?
Profe, you go first, and then hand
Yeah,
off.
you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not be, like I said, still have family in the area, so I will not be on tomorrow, but I will be on Monday, 4 p.m. US Pacific, twitch.tv/ProfsPlay. The road to Hades has begun. I'll be flying through a bunch of super giant games really quickly, just kind of one game at a time, until we get to the Sweater Wolf and Sweater Pack recommended. I'm going to try to fly through a bunch of recommendations. So
What's that?
I think it's going to be
Transistor
on Monday.
Pirate. Yeah.
So catch me on Monday for some NBA Jam fantasy style.
Oh.
Nice.
Sweet.
To it. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Who next?
I'll go next. So I will be playing something on Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern time, but it depends. So the exciting news in the Sweaterverse is I freaking got a PS5. It actually happened.
What?
Did it
yes.
ship? You got the
Unbelievable.
pre-notification.
No, I got the pre-notification and I got the notification, and it's
nice.
supposed to be here Saturday. So if it actually gets here on Saturday at a reasonable time, then I will play something on the PS5. If it doesn't, you all know I'm a full-time Pokemon Unite streamer apparently now, so I'll probably do that. But catch me sometime on Saturday afternoon, and I will pass it over to, I almost said Tamari, pass it over to Wizard.
Your brand.
Apparently.
Brand.
I am no longer Wizard PhD. I'm Tamari, and I just murder innocent people or people that
By the way,
surrender.
just a quick insert. The #1 wolf-themed Pokemon Unite streamer down here.
I actually feel a little less confident making that claim, but
People do like
I
wolves.
hope that is true.
People
yeah.
do like wolves.
How many
Like
could there
sweat-
possibly be?
Well, like Sweater, I will also maybe possibly be live on Saturday at some time. I don't know. That was not originally the plan, but now I have a lot of games that like just came out that I want to play and cover. So it'll probably be some sort of indie showcase, just like sampling of different things. I don't know what time, but Saturday. Come hang out on Wizard PhD. And if I'm not there, then Monday. So that's my pitch. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't. And I'll send it up to Jay.
Yes, hello. And all these things, if you're not part of our Discord, join our Discord and we'll put announcements and stuff up for these. And I, as always, you know me, I talk a big game and never follow through. I may stream next week some XCOM 2, possibly. It depends on if I can get this. I decided to change my desk all around, like immediately, like right before our stream, which was not a good choice. And now if I can get all that done, I can actually get back to playing some games and stuff. So maybe, possibly next Tuesday, I might be streaming some XCOM. Otherwise, you can catch all of us back in our end game, our end chapter mode, coming up, our last 2 episodes here of our summer D&D. Next Thursday at our regular time, that's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, question mark?
Yep.
Did I have
Yep.
that right? All right, good. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and anywhere in between. And until then, we will see you all later. Thanks so much.
Peace out.